So there's a few ways that you can create a project, that you can design a project. One of them is by hard coding values into your executable. So here's my source code. Here's my ship class. This is what defines how a ship behaves in the game. Let's say, for example, if I hard code the cruise speed to be 10 units. That's one way of doing things, and that's how some coders do things. That's how some games are designed. However, Void Destroyer is designed to be very moddable, so these values are not hard-coded in the source code. Instead, they're read in through text files, meaning that players, modders, or me, I can easily change these characteristics outside of the source code, and this is what makes modding possible. So here's my data directory, and inside this data directory there are different folders for different types of objects. I'm going to go into the ship object here. I'm going to pick out a ship. This is my small drone fighter, and I opened up this file. It opens up with any sort of text editing software. Here I'm using Notepad++. And hopefully you can see that everything is laid out pretty logically, and you can essentially read these things. Here's my cruise speed, and here's my time till cruise. So if I change this from 3 seconds to 0.5 seconds, if I hit save, now if I start the project up, that ship's characteristics will be altered. Here we are in the game of our modded fighter. Now, because we tweaked that value, that time till cruise value, the ship essentially stays at its cruise speed almost constantly, meaning there's very little drift. I can change directions very fast. Basically, Newtonian physics has been pretty much eliminated. So you have a great deal of control over game objects here. But this is kind of a boring example. We can do better than this. Let's get a more interesting example going. So let's have a sexier example of modding. Here we have a Corvette that has a missile launcher, and we're going to fire this missile. And this missile splits into, I believe, 10 other missiles. But we can do better than this, right? Let's have more missiles. So in our data directory we have a folder called weapons. That's where we're gonna go. And here we have missile launchers, projectiles, turrets, all sorts of cool stuff. We are going to go to the missile directory. And we are going to find that missile that split into other missiles. Here it is. We're going to open that up, and it launches this MERV tag of count 7, launches this missile here. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy this, and we're going to find that Stinger missile. There it is. We're going to add this MERV tag here. We're going to say 5 missiles, and I'm just going to find the name of this other missile here, copy its object ID, put this here. We don't want an endless loop of missiles here. That'd be pretty cool, but that might be bad in the long run. So now this Stinger missile, it's going to launch its own 5 missiles. So this guy's going to launch 7 Stinger missiles, and this Stinger missile is going to, each individual Stinger missile is going to launch 5 of these Perez M missiles. Let's take a look at what that looks like in the game. So the great thing about modding is that you don't have to worry about pleasing customers, paying customers. So modders can be a lot more risky. They can take a lot more chances. They can do crazier stuff, even crazier stuff than I do in the game. Modders can also add different ships, different ship universes, right? We might not get all these cool games for the different universes from movies or TV shows, and modders can do that while I can't. There's pretty much everything, pretty much almost everything is moddable in Void Destroyer. You can add planets, you can add ships. You don't have to just change values, you can add ones. You can mod sounds. You can change the default value, the distance of a sound. Pretty much anything that has some sort of a parameter or characteristics, you can change in Void Destroyer. So I hope that we get a lot of mods. I hope that the project has a chance to have a very, very long time, far beyond a normal game where you play it a few times and you forget it. I hope that through modding, Void Destroyer has a chance to live for a very long time, like some other games with heavy modding do. Some games are still around. There's healthy communities, and some really, really amazing things are happening in those communities. And furthermore, I hope to have a very active discussion with modders where I can have them make requests. Maybe they want a certain feature added, and I hope to accommodate them as much as I can. Thanks for watching.